FC26 has just released today, and I've put it to the test and simulated this championship season to see where EA Sports thinks every championship club will finish come the end of the campaign. Now, one of the good features that they've added to career mode in recent years is that you can start from live points, so every result that's taken place in real life so far has been taken into consideration in this simulation, and we've simulated from this point until the end of the season. What we'll be doing for this video though is I'll be stopping the simulation halfway through, so on January 1st, to see where each championship club is. Then we'll be jumping in to the end of the season. So if you're going to enjoy, make sure to drop a like. How realistic do you think this table will be come the end of the season? Let me know. Without any further ado, let's just jump in. Alright, so we have simulated to the 1st of January, and this is how EA Sports think that the championship table will be shaping up around about halfway through the campaign. So we've got a bottom three currently made up of Sheffield Wednesday, Oxford and Charlton, then with Derby, Watford, Norwich and Preston just outside that bottom three. No real surprises that Sheffield Wednesday are down in last, but EA Sports are predicting them to pick up 15 points, 3 wins, 6 draws. 15 losses at the halfway mark is pretty brutal though. Oxford only predicted to get 2 wins between now and January. That's pretty brutal as well. And Charlton also not too fancied by EA Sports. They're well below that 1 points per game margin at the moment. I think the Derby prediction at this halfway mark stands out to me. They're only predicted to win 2 more matches between now and the start of January, with 3 wins in total from their first 24 matches. Not sure I can see that. I think if anything, they're just going to improve from this point, getting all their players back. Watford and Norwich both predicted to have a bit of a tumble, and my side Preston North End as well, who have started out the campaign in real life in really good form, but EA Sports is predicting us to have a bit of a drop-off, it would seem. Moving up the table slightly, Millwall are predicted to have a bit of a regression. They're down in 17th on the 1st of January, only with 29 points from 24 matches. Pompey predicted to have a bit of a drop-off as well. Perhaps the most surprising one there, though, is Coventry, predicted to be all the way down in 15th place. I think a lot of people are quite high on Coventry right now, and for good reasons. They've been a really good watch, generally speaking. They are predicted to score plenty of goals. 39 goals they've scored in their first 24 matches, but defensively maybe being a little bit leaky with 36 goals conceded. Moving up to the teams just outside the top 6, Blackburn are continuing to tick along quite nicely. Wrexham have a bit of an uptick in form, 34 points from their first 24 matches isn't too bad. QPR at that midway point, then we got West Brom just outside. A big improvement from Sheffield United. Chris Wilder's got them up in 10th place after a terrible start to the season, losing all 5 of their first matches. EA Sports thinks that they will pull their finger out and climb the table quite rapidly. We've got Swansea in 9th, which is about where they are in the table at the moment. Ipswich also predicted to improve with 39 points after 24 matches. But at the halfway mark of the season, it's Leicester City leading the way with 48 points from their first 24 matches, obviously. Still don't know the outcome of any potential point deductions that could be coming Leicester's way, but EA thinks that they'll continue to tick along with the points quite nicely. Stoke hanging on to a position in the top 2 as well. That'd be some start for the Potters, wouldn't it? 45 points from 24 matches. Then the rest of the top 6 being made up of Southampton, Birmingham, Middlesbrough and Bristol City, who have both started really well in real life. And Hull also up there as well. They're predicted to have a real uptick in form with 40 points from 24 matches. I'm sure every Hull fan would be buzzing with that if that's going to happen in real life. But that's how EA Sports sees the table lining up at around about the halfway mark. Let's skip ahead to the end of the season and see where every club is going to finish.
A few moments later.
So having skipped ahead to the end of the season, this is how EA Sports thinks the bottom of the championship will line up come May, and it's a pretty unconventional bottom 3, certainly the order of teams here. They've got Oxford finishing rock bottom, Charlton in 23rd, and Sheffield Wednesday still going down but putting up a fight, only going down by 5 points in the end. 40 points they take from 46 matches, 9 wins and 13 draws. Not sure I can see them picking up that many points in real life at this stage, unless there's going to be a takeover going through at some stage of the season. But EA's got a bit of faith in them there that they will turn that around. Oxford with 27 points is pretty brutal. I'm not sure I can see that happening in real life. I think they'll be a lot more competitive, but only predicted to get 4 wins all season. Charlton also going down with a bit of a whimper, only with 34 points. That would be a really disappointing season for them. Then just above that dotted line, Derby, still not predicted to improve that much by EA, ending the season just under that 1 points per game threshold, but 45 points is still enough to keep them up in this simulation. 20th would be a real underperformance from Watford as well. They're only predicted to pick up 48 points. Pompey have a bit of a regression, only picking up 53 points, and Wrexham just above that dotted line as well with 54 points. I'm not sure Wrexham, the hierarchy there, would accept to finish that low considering all the money they've gone ahead and spent this summer. But I think some of those sides will definitely be in the mix come the end of the season for relegation. Whether or not they're in that order though, I'm not so sure, but it's an interesting prediction by EA Sports nonetheless. Let's move up the table a bit. So from the midway point of the season, we have had a bit of an improvement from both Preston North End and Norwich, but finishes of 16th and 17th is still maybe a little bit disappointing. Certainly for Norwich, who a lot of people fancy to be in that top 6 mix this season, but EA Sports thinking it'll be a bit of a season of transition maybe for Liam Manning's side. Preston in 17th, I think is a fair sort of prediction really. I think you could put North End anywhere at the moment, from maybe as high as 8th to as low as 18th. I think we could fall anywhere in that threshold come the end of the season. Millwall predicted to finish in 15th. I think that would be a really disappointing season for them considering all the backing that they got over the summer, the exciting additions made to that squad, but EA not having much faith that they're going to make the top 6, it would seem. Moving up the table, and to those sides just predicted to fall short of the top 6, we've got Swansea, solid mid-table with 62 points. Coventry in 13th, that will be a really disappointing season for Frank Lampard's men. I think they're one of the most tipped sides for the top 6 right now, where few people I've seen tipping them for automatic promotion. Sheffield United do get their act together, but maybe left it a little bit too late to properly challenge for the top 6 with how slow they started under Ruben Selles, with EA predicting them to finish slap bang in the middle of the table with 66 points. Borough predicted to have a bit of a regression in the second half of the season. They've started this campaign like an absolute house on fire, but EA once again predicting them to regress to the mean and miss out on the top 6. 10th for Blackburn, I think would be a very solid season for them. I know it's a regression on where they finished last season, but after all the chaos behind the scenes and in the transfer market, a top 10 finish would be a really good one for Valérien Ismaël's side. West Brom predicted to finish just short of the top 6 as well with 69 points. Same for Birmingham in 8th, which I think would be a reasonable prediction for Birmingham right now based on what we've seen of them in the Championship so far. A finish of about 8th, but they're predicted to finish just short of it. But the top 6 that EA Sports has gone with is very interesting to say the least. So after a brilliant start to the season for Stoke, they're predicted to just miss out on the top 6 on the final day of the season, accumulating 73 points. That would be absolutely brutal for Stoke fans. A massive improvement, obviously, on recent years, but by the looks of things, they were in the top 6 for the vast majority of this simulation, then fell out right at the end to the hands of Queen's Park Rangers, who EA seem to be quite hot on at the moment. 75 points they've got them down for. Listen, I think they're attacking options are among some of the most exciting in the Championship. I think we've already seen Richard Kone clicking into gear. Not really seen much of Poku because he's been out injured, but getting Saito back. Burrell looks absolutely rapid as well. They've got Chair to throw back into that team as well. If they can sort out their defence, QPR could be a dark horse, and EA Sports thinks that it's going to be the case. Probably, I mean, undoubtedly the most bold prediction that EA's gone with here, though, is Hull City finishing in 5th place. Now, don't get me wrong, I have liked some of what I've seen from Hull so far this season. Certainly from an attacking standpoint, I think they looked a lot more dynamic, look a lot more entertaining than they did towards the back end of last season under Ruben Selles, but it's really been at the opposite end of the pitch where they've had too many mistakes in that back line. But EA doesn't care about any of that. They've got Hull to finish in 5th place. Ipswich in 4th. I think most people definitely had them as the title favourites before a ball had been kicked, but with a bit of a stuttering start to the season, Ipswich are obviously playing catch-up from this point. EA only predicting them to finish in 4th place. 3rd for Bristol City would be a marvellous season. They've started out their season really well, unbeaten currently in real life under Gerhard Struber, and EA fancies them to keep up that momentum, finishing with 80 points, which is good enough for a 3rd place finish. But EA is fancying the parachute teams to flex their muscles eventually, with Leicester winning the league with 94 points and Southampton winning the league with 86 points. Now, worth taking into consideration that Leicester could be working with a point deduction. Earlier in the summer, it was rumoured that a 9-point deduction could be coming their way, and if Leicester were to be hit with a 9-point deduction in this scenario, they'd still finish 2nd. They'd finish on 85 points, which would still be good enough for automatic promotion. So let's wait and see what happens with that. I'd be interested to know from you guys, though, how realistic or how accurate do you think this table will be come the end of the season? Who are the teams you think they've got quite spot on, and who are the teams you think they're fairly out with? Also, I have double checked who they predict to win the playoffs. They've got Ipswich beating QPR 2-1 in the Championship playoff final, so that's what EA's predicted for the playoffs. Now, obviously, it goes without saying these videos are just for a little bit of fun, so do take them with a pinch of salt, but drop your thoughts in the comments down below. We like to do these videos every year, and do you know what? Some years EA Sports have been fairly accurate with their championship predictions. Other years they've been absolutely miles out, but let's wait and see, and let's come back to this video in May and see how many predictions EA actually got spot on and how accurate they were compared to my championship predictions as well. But that will wrap it up for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to drop a like and get all your thoughts in the comments down below. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.